Boom! Having fun, feeling groovy. I know you guys are wondering, where have we been? We have been right here waiting for you. And listen, if people tell you you're funny, you probably are, but you won't know until you take it from the page to the stage. I've told you this a million times. And I have to do something, because when you call for a consult with me, you can't stay on for an hour. It doesn't work out like that. That's called like a private, okay? I can't hold on, and I don't want to talk to your daughter, and she sounds cute, and no, I don't know a commercial agent for your daughter. And I can tell you, if you come here on September 17th and you have any interest in a private, okay. What was that?
Period.
Coming back. Okay, period. I thought, you know who I sounded like? Lorraine Bracco, and that's bad.
Oh, God.
Stop it. I don't want to say anything about it. Tony? Tony? Are you crazy, Abby? Are you with the mob? All right, that was just my New Jersey reference. Yeah, obviously you guys don't watch The Sopranos. Or lived it. But we have an acting class. It's an open house. It's being run with, it has nothing to do with comedy, but you guys are going to need this cold read. I don't know who you go to for your cold reading. You're going to say, oh, I don't need anybody. You're going to need somebody. And I'm not going to say I don't do it, but if you're going to do it with somebody who's been doing it. And taking it from Manhattan to San Francisco, the Film Actors Cafe. His name is Aaron McIntyre, and he will be here on the 17th of September, and it's free. And the first part is 4:30 to like 7, something like that. What time is it, Samantha?
It's 6:30, and then the adult starts at 7.
Okay. So it ends at 6:30, and the adults start at 7. That's when the young ones get mad at you and they start doing this stuff.
No.
And then they do stuff like this. How are you doing, handsome? How you been?
I'm being.
You're being? Good. Listen, but if you could sign in on that Google thing now, we're fancy. Because you know what? I was looking for your number for something, and I really didn't have it. I really didn't have it. Incognito. Oh my God, when my husband told me he had a cataract, and I said, why don't you get a Lincoln Continental? And everybody was so upset with me. You never heard that, right? It's funny when you never heard it, right?
Yeah.
Do you think I should change it to get a Tesla? He says, I have a cataract. I said, why don't you get a Tesla? Or you think I should stick with Lincoln Continental? Lincolns are funny, too.
Lincoln.
All right, we'll go with Lincoln. I'm kidding. You know, I was a substitute teacher, which is very scary. And it was scary because I'm petrified of mice. And I worked at a school called Eastside High School where they had Lean on Me, this movie. And the only reason why I'm telling you this is because as I'm teaching, a mouse comes out, and I scream and jump on the desk. Okay, I'm the teacher. I jump on the desk, and I'm trying to get control. And all of a sudden, it's quiet. And this girl looks up, and her head comes in the class, and she goes, fight. And all the kids jump up and run and leave. I go, where are you going? They said, fight, Miss C, is a fight. That doesn't answer any questions. So I tell them, you just can't go out for a fight. You got to come back. You know what I mean? And they're like, you're on the desk, okay? You're not even our teacher right now. Because our teacher wouldn't be on the desk. So I had to come back from that. And I'm not doing comedy at the time. I'm really going to be a serious teacher, right? I go to write on the blackboard. That's how old it is. And somebody throws an eraser at me, and I scream. I thought it was a mouse, and I jump on the desk again. Hello there, handsome. How you doing?
Doing better now.
I know. You see that? Here all week. You're going to sign in on that Google thing with these two wonderful young ladies who came in, one from Liverpool and one from New York. Am I bragging? Give it up for my daughters who are here tonight, Aviva and Tova Zafran. I thank you. I want to give it up for Samantha Linderman, your comedy concierge, who is working so hard to keep my sanity going and to keep this show going. I'm going to bring up somebody who's going to give us a few minutes of his time on his outlook on life. Please give it up for Mr. Mark Zafran for just a few minutes. Why? Because here we can. We still have freedom in comedy, all right? A little bit. So tonight, you're going to be a comedian and be free, but be nice because... How else do you know that Grip did so well at the Laugh Factory? Did you find out these things?
First of all, I've never really met a nice comedian.
Oh, my God.
The whole purpose of comedians is to make fun of other people. So there's a deep well of anger in comedy.
Mic, honey.
What's that?
Use the mic, honey.
I don't need a mic. It reminds me of Viva Villa. Anybody remember that movie? And they asked the guy, do you guys have badges? And he goes, badges? We don't need no stinking badges. Was that via rides or something? Anyhow, today's Friday the 13th.
Sierra Madre.
Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
Yeah. I remember that. Walter Houston was old in that movie. Humphrey Bogart was good. Still in black and white. Anyhow, here I am on Friday the 13th. Everybody talks about Friday the 13th being an unlucky day, only for the French. Now, because you see, not that I want to, lecture about it, but let's get rid of some of the cobwebs and the misinformation and the things that are put out there and the internet that just aren't true. Friday the 13th was the day they burned Jacques de Molay, the Grand Master of the Templars. And while they were burning him, because they were hunting for the gold, by the way, the Templars invented paper money and letters of credit. They got rid of all the gold a long time ago. Anyhow, so they burned Jacques de Molay in Paris at the stake, and while he was burning, the old man cursed the king and some bishop and said that they'll be following him in a year. So Friday the 13th became an unlucky day, and I think just for the French. Now, God knows I wouldn't want to be French. All right? Very difficult people. And it carries over to Canada, because Trudeau, in how many, 4 years, has managed to destroy the entire Canadian economy and everything else about Canada, right? That's what happens when your mother's a hooker. We don't remember his mother, right? Does anybody remember the time when Jordan, what was his name? Hamilton Jordan, looked down on Trudeau's wife's breasts and said he was looking at the mountain, he's looking at the pyramids? I mean, there's some crazy stuff that's gone on in the White House. You think things are crazy with Biden sleeping at 4 o'clock? Go spot go, as Trump managed to say during the debate. No, there have been the crazier things that have gone on in that White House. All right, Kennedy, by the way, the sainted John Kennedy, in the swimming pool, used to have one of his staff members' sole job was as procurer. So they used to procure secretaries for him, and he used to like to do them two at a time. And they would have bathing suits and everything for them. You think Monica Lewinsky was the first? Clinton was a piker compared to Kennedy. Nothing on Kennedy. All right, but you gotta give Robert F. Kennedy some props, man.
Yes.
All right, he's an interesting fellow. Okay, a lot of people don't agree with his, stance on inoculations and things, but, he may not be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. That's what bothers me about everything that happened during COVID. Everybody got up and made these big pronouncements and nobody knew shit. Not a single person. I remember sitting here. I was stuck there in that room. All right? During the entire COVID crisis, watching the most insane events occurring and listening to Anthony Fauci had to be fascinating. That man was trained in communist China. He worked for the Bureau of Propaganda. And then now somebody's going to put together a little book and sell it on some newsstands. When you used to buy those little comedy books in the grocery stores? They're going to put out one called The 25 Most Ridiculous Statements by Anthony Fauci. That'll beat the 25 Most Ridiculous Statements by Donald Trump. Forget about some of the weirder things that Joe Biden's had to say. Now, anybody catch Joe with the MAGA hat on? Yeah. That's a sign of dementia. I mean, if you think about it, a kid hands him this red hat, he puts it on and starts going around. They should have just put him in the corner and put a lampshade on his head. You gotta give the man credit for coming out in public with that smile on his face. But the best is Joe trying to dance to rap music. Oh. And you know Kamala's somewhere in between. She can't dance for shit. All right, she has half a rhythm, but Joe's like this. I mean, God knows the man's a robot. So they did a study, and I'm going to leave you with this because it's Friday the 13th. We can't get political. Not after that crazy debate. I mean, come on. We've all had enough. I mean, America's totally saturated with bullshit. I mean, you think everybody, no, I won. I won. It's like a bunch of kids playing touch football in the street. So, they did a study of how long it would take the average American work in terms of vacation days that they get. And they found out that in order to take as many vacations as Joe Biden did during the last 3.5 years, you would have to be working for 47 years on your normal vacation time. And now, here's the best part. It's truly turned into a nursing home. So there's a summit going on with the president of India and a couple of other people. He says I have great personal relationships with these people. Yeah. He said he ain't meeting them in Washington. He's making them go to Wilmington, Delaware. Now, not even Wilmington. He wants them to come by his beach house. So is he having them over? Is he going to put a couple over? He's going to drive them around the vet? You know the vet, right? So here's you know what? Biden actually has a beach house in a gay community. It is the Delaware version of Fire Island. So I can't wait to see the president of India in a gay bar. This man would have gay people killed, and or any of these other people that he has there. And the thought of inviting leaders of the free world, well, mostly free world, to come and stay in Delaware at the beach, at Rehoboth Beach, is crazy. But I thought that would finish with that, but I had another thought about Biden makes me think about crazy shit. I mean, really, when you think about it, Joe is one of the more interesting presidents we've ever had, a case study of insanity. Ours were theirs. So it's just some of the things that go on, it's just fascinating. But here it is. Let's talk about the climate. Now, I'm not a climate change denier. It is a lot colder in Los Angeles than it's ever been. In addition to that, it's a lot wetter. So if you think about it, maybe climate change isn't bad for Southern California. In the end, the world will even itself out. If I said that,
You can buy me another one?
what'd you this one? If I said that in public, all of a sudden Greta Thunberg would come storming through the door calling me a dirty Jew. Because that's her new kick. You know, she's become the uber anti-Semite. Anyhow, so Biden is having all these people down to Rehoboth Beach. For Biden to go to the beach requires 4 motorcades. He leaves. There's the motorcade to Air Force One, the motorcade from Air Force One back to Air Force One, and then to Air Force One again. So he flies from Washington to Delaware to the Air Force Base. The cost of him taking these vacations, I wish I had that. I would definitely go to that resort in the Dominican Republic, the one that everybody gets a little house on the beach. Has anybody really thought of the climate effect and the amount of carbon that's burned by Joe Biden wanting to go to the beach? It proves the fact of politicians, the Democrat and Republican, rules for thee and thou, but not for me. Thank you. Wow. And I cannot be found on social media, despite what my wife wants to say.
Oh my God. Follow thumbs up while you're at it. Well, you were very willing and able tonight. That was great. It was great to learn something, because sometimes there are people that say they wouldn't know what's going on without you. And I have to admit that you mentioned names here that people have no idea you're talking about.
I do.
You do, right?
Unfortunately, I do.
But AOC has nothing to do with diabetes. That's that woman's name. What is it? Like Madonna?
Oh, you said diabetes, so I was like, that's Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh my God. Talk about America's sweetheart. All right, well, I do have one for you, America's sweetheart, and I just think he should be America's top dad. Let's give it up for Will Cable. Let him hear you.
Thank you, Sunda. All right, I'm back. I haven't been here in a while. Thank you, Mark. Always fascinated what you say.
Right?
Yeah, always thank you for the free speech.
Right.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah, and I see I didn't know you had 2 daughters.
Yeah.
No. Heaven forbid I think outside the box, so she might have 2. Yeah, it's good.
Also.
Cats. I have 2 sons and a dog, and like, we bought a starter home. You know, the kind of thing you just start out. and then you have kids, you live there for a few years, and then you get a bigger house. Well, we bought it, had kids, and we've been there for 20 years. 800 square foot condo, and it's just too small. Yeah, and my wife's a good sport. It's just, her, 2 boys, and a dog. The dog is a rescue, as all good people should get. We had an original dog. He died, and then 7 years I protested. We were not getting another dog till the kids are older. She said, that's fine. Our marital status is going to change if we don't get a dog. So I figured a dog would be less hassle than a divorce. So she picked out a dog at the no-kill shelter, which means it's a shelter for unwanted dogs, and they never put them to sleep. They're there forever. So we went there, found one that had been there for 4 years, returned 3 times, and that became our dog. Yes. And it was Free Dog Day at the no-kill shelter. Yeah, at Free Dog Day on the no-kill shelter, you will get a very, very poor behaved dog. In our place that we live in, the too small place, she recently bit the handyman in the butt. Yeah, and I mean, I've known this guy for 20 years now. We don't talk. He just looks down when he goes by me. I want to say dog services. Dog catcher's not right. Anyway, the police or whatever showed up, and my son was walking him, the dog, the older son, and he kept saying, where did he bite it? And he's like, in the rear. He's like, but was on the right side or the left side? And he's like, in the middle. And he said it several times, the right side or the left side. He's like, no, it was square in the middle. Yeah. He's like, so basically the dog bit him in the asshole. First time when we took the dog home, the dog ate my truck, the whole interior. Yeah, the springs, the foam, everything. And you know how little Fluffy the white dog will swallow a toy, and people are like, oh my God, Fluffy, we don't know if we can pass this thing. We got to get a surgery to get it out. I was like, all right, let me just watch this dog for a day or two, see if it passes. Nothing came out, but she showed no signs of discomfort or anything. No metal, no foam, no nothing. So I was like, all right, let me try. So I sat on her. Very comfortable. Now I figure she's part chair. Yeah. I like to think I'm a fun dad. I really am, because I'm a child. That works out. But my dad, as you can tell by looking at me, was a Navy captain. And I look very military, right? And I do have, as I say, the captain comes out in me sometimes. I had a recent incident. It's not always directed at the kids like he used to direct it at me. Teaching the oldest one how to drive. We were up in Simi Valley, and he did something little, like made a right-hand turn and kind of cut somebody off. And this guy did not like that and gave him the bird, my son the bird. And we pulled up to the next light, and we were making a right, and the other car was making at the stop sign for a left. Well, as my son was turning, I didn't want to let them get away. So I started to get out of the moving car. To go talk to the person, which would have been a real problem had I hadn't freaked out my wife and kid, because I would have ran over there, gotten beaten up. And then my son, who's 6'2" now, would have had to come over and finish the situation with the dog that bites people in the ass. The dog was in the car with us, yeah. Yeah, we're a hot mess. And then where did we go? Yeah, my younger, not the young, oh God, all right, the younger son, how could I forget about him? The left-handed one, the always naked one. He is 14 and just creative. So he gets in the shower, that water hits his skin, and you can hear the light bulb go off. So we'll be laying there, and we'll hear, what. Dad, I had an idea. And I look up, and this is in the living room. 8 o'clock at night, dripping wet. Oh, no. He'll have the dry towel over his shoulder, making the puddle, soap in the hair, and having to say, I had an idea and I don't want to crush his creativity. So I'll say, all right, tell me, what was your idea? I'm going to start a nonstop flight from LAX to Bali. It's 17 and a half hours long, 7,342 miles, 9th longest flight in the world. I'm like, thank you very much, son. Why don't you just go wash that soap out, and we can talk about this after you're dressed. I did yell at him once. I did. And that was because I ran into him in his room. Only this time we were both naked. I was in there, and he came barreling around the corner. This time, just totally naked, no dry towel, nothing. And he came up to me, and he's like, Dad. And I lost it. I was like, Adam, you have got to rinse all the soap off, then dry off before you come out to tell me whatever you're about to tell me. And he looked right at me, and he said, you know, the best kind of fried chicken is double battered. Like they serve on the flight from Bali to LAX. He's got a point. I think double battered fried chicken is best. All right, why was I naked in their room? That's the question. The 621 has taken to wearing my clothes. I'm not sure why, but it's just a free-for-all. My wife, the loving woman, is always like, I'll do the laundry, and she doesn't sort anything, so all the clothes are everywhere. And he just comes in there. I don't have any underwear, I don't have any shoes, I don't have any anything. And I kind of did it thinking it would deter them. You know, you see your old man in there bent over, flopping around naked. That would, okay, I'm not going to take his clothes. Nope. Nope, doesn't care. He even wears his mother's clothes sometimes. Came out with a cable knit sweater on. And he's like, Mom, this is mine now. I heard her in there last weekend. She was like, can I wear my cable knit sweater? Or can I wear your cable knit sweater? He was nice enough to give it to her. Oh, man. Then what else did he do? I don't know. Trying to keep that captain from coming out. The dog. My wife, all right, I guess she's been coming up in this. I mean, really, she is the most caring, understanding, obsessed with the Manson murders woman you will ever meet. I know so much about the Manson murders that I don't want to know. I know all about the night it came and happened, Cielo Drive, Wojciech Fryczowski. I mean, that's a common name. Nobody knows about that. I know all about Wojciech Fryczowski, and he got fucked up. Yeah. I guess nobody listens to me when I say no. Yeah. My wife doesn't listen to me, no, when I say no. That's how we ended up with the canine version of her as a dog. They're both very cute and very batshit crazy. She helped me write that, by the way. This is not, I've had people say, you can't say that about your wife. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, I'm batshit crazy. My nickname for her is my beaver. Yeah. And she gave me this. She's like, look, it's me. I'm your beaver. All right. I'll leave it on that because we all know how sane and normal Sunda is, and you two are going to end up just like her. Yeah.
Where do we find you?
Oh, I'm at Will Cable at WILCABLK.com. I do appearances as Tony Hawk also.
Are you doing that cute thing he's doing? He's promoting
I
it.
gotta get my version of him.
You have to do it.
Yeah, you may recognize me from this episode.
Right, or do the commercial for the older people that see
Older
it.
people. I'm Geritol.
Right. Geritol they don't get anymore. Unless you're somebody Zadie. Speaking of, I just want to tell you that I think it sounds like Halloween. I'm kidding. You know, I'm here every Halloween with a bunch of candy. Nobody comes for candy. I eat the whole thing. I'm down. That's why I look like that beaver. So I have only 2 left in the front. The rest are all like they could fall out. I don't know. My cleaning lady threw it out. Thank God, not Monty. You know when someone refers a cleaning lady to you and says, "Listen, they don't speak one word of English," and you're like, "I got this." This woman speaks not one word of English. She doesn't even say okay. I said okay. She goes Manda, which means what? And I just want to tell you that I can't do this. You got to get out of the way. I can't do this without this lady over here that makes this place possible for you and me. Let's get up for your comedy concierge, the one and only Samantha Linderman. Let her hear you.
Keep it going for Stu DeCrunquist and the entire Zaffron family.
Oh my God.
I love you guys. I love LA School of Comedy. I'm so happy to be here. I'm sorry I'm so overdressed. I have to get her when she's drinking water sometimes. Just every once in a while. Don't do it to your Uber driver though. But why is he drinking a water bottle during the turn? I don't know. I don't know. I was in an Uber once who was going 90 miles per hour. And it's like, where is that? Okay, nowhere. And I felt so bad. And I told someone I gave him 4 stars. They're like, you gave him 4? I was like, I didn't want to give him 3. I don't want to ruin his life. You know what I mean? He could have ruined mine. I don't know what that's about. We'll unpack that in the weeks to come. Yeah, I'm from LA. Anybody else? Loud and proud, LA pride. People get so viciously upset when I love Los Angeles, and that's okay. It is. It's loud. It smells kind of weird. But there's some cool people here. There's some really, really cool people. Every time I tell my mom about a new cool person I met, she goes, "Are you taking your medication?" No. So who is this friend? Who is this friend that I don't know about? I'm like, Mom, it's not 4th grade. You're not going to meet their parents anymore. You know what I mean? You don't need to know about any dietary restrictions. Everything's okay. Everything is fine. Do you guys remember when you used to be able to have peanuts at school? I don't know why, as a kid, that made me mad that I had to sit at the nut table. Take a seat at the nut table. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, is it almonds? Like, I don't know. Like, is it trail mix? I don't know. As a child, it was really, I loved peanut butter jelly sandwiches. I would deal with the crust. You know what I mean? I'm not a part of that generation. I feel like that had the pre-cut crust bread. I feel like that's a bit much. At that point, just buy the Uncrustable. You know what I mean? I ate a lot of Uncrustables when I attempted to go to college the first time. They say, don't microwave an Uncrustable. What if I really, really want to? What if I want it so bad right now and it's frozen and there's nothing else I can do? What should I do? Wait? I can't. I'm starving. I was starving college youth, you know. Yeah, I did have a dining plan, but that required walking to the dining hall. So it was really a difficult experience, huh? No, yeah, I was in college during COVID. That was hilarious. It was funny. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was like you could really, really tell what kind of person somebody was by what mask they were wearing and how they were wearing it. Like we were talking about that earlier. I missed that. I don't know. Like when frat guys would wear the mask like a facial thong, like where they wanted their beard to be. They're like, welcome, and like they're in your face. I'm like, oh my God, you have it. I'm like, you have it. Like, get away from me. Get away from me. Then obviously I tried to join the frat. They didn't let me in. Whatever. No, I'm kidding. I was basically in the frat. What did I get out of it? Nothing. Nothing but knowledge, and knowledge, you know, like what you said about the Manson murders, like I didn't want to know that. I didn't want to know that about Tyler, you know what I mean? Like I just didn't want to know. But yeah, people, I left a notebook at a fraternity house, And every time I say that, usually somebody goes, because like that's probably the worst thing you can do. I don't know why I thought I'd be writing poems during the party. I don't know why. I was like, this is a creative experience. This is where it comes from. I need to bring my notebook with me and God, it's not like I got a separate notebook where I put those bad things. You know what I mean? Like, it's all the thoughts in that notebook where it's like, he'll never want me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy shit. And then it's like, don't forget this joke. And then it's like half the joke. But take it from the page. I mean, it's like us. I don't know. Don't throw it out. That's a bad thing too. Don't leave it at a frat house. Don't throw it out. Keep your notebooks, you guys. Type them up if you have to. I was at the school library helping old people on the computer because I didn't want to do my homework, and I found that to be really cathartic. Because I saw somebody who was working at the library trying to explain to this woman what a tab was, and I was like, this isn't gonna go well. You know what I mean? Like, if we're at that point, I'm not talking about tab on the computer, I'm talking like on the computer, like that's crazy. Like, she has no idea what's going on. Like, I just want to know what's in her head. I feel like that'd be so fun, just to like experience the computer not knowing what's, I don't know, like from that point, I don't know, it's a bit much. I haven't been to a museum lately. I think that'd be good for me. I don't know. Every time I'm at the museum, I'm thinking what people are thinking with what I'm thinking at the museum. Like, I'm like, does she think I don't get this? You know what I mean? I'm like, does she really think I don't understand these 3 dots? Because I know what they mean. But do you? Like, I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has that people watching experience at the museum when there's so much art. But I'm like, okay, what are you guys up to? I think I'll keep it short tonight. I hope you guys come to the open house on Tuesday. It's going to be really exciting. Like Sunda said, 4:30 to 6:30, and then the other one is 7 to 9:30. And it's free. It's a really cool opportunity to learn and dip your toes into acting if you haven't already. Or if you've done it before, you want to refresh, you know what I mean? So stop by. And please welcome back to the stage the fantastic, you can find me on Instagram at SamLikeTBH or here or YouTube. Or apparently in, really estranged Bubble Day streams, I got a text from this guy. I had his phone number deleted and it just said, hey, I had a dream last night you were attacked by an animal and I wanted to check on you. And I was like, what if I was stampeded by an elephant? Like, you wouldn't even show up to my house when I asked. Like, what is wrong with you? Anyways, peace and love, and welcome, Sunu Grunquist.
Wait a minute. He really called you? Did he tell you that?
Texted me. I was like, who are you?
God.
Who are you?
You know what I feel bad about? I was on the phone with Samantha, and I had somebody contact me from Israel. It was really weird. I'll tell you all about that, because if there's an and or if, there's a comedy of Griff. Let's go. Let's do this. Griff and James. Period. All right. Come on. Can't hear it. There you go. Oh, I love your sneakers.
How's everyone doing tonight? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I don't want to do traditional stand-up comedy tonight. I had actually something else I wanted to talk about. So I've been coming here for a while. A lot of you guys probably don't know this. I'm an ex-firefighter. I served as a firefighter for 3 years, got into a disagreement with the supervisor, and we couldn't really see eye to eye, and that resulted in me being let go from the force. That being said, I feel this need to serve my community still. And I don't know if you guys have noticed what's been going on in our city. We have no law and order anymore. Agree or no? Yeah. You go outside, it's crazy now. And I'm a person who has a mom and a sister and too many ex-girlfriends to count. And I've taken it upon myself to create a little method to kind of protect women. So these are some self-defense tips for women to keep yourself safe. So we're primarily men in here. Feel free to bring these back to the women in your life to keep them safe. So scenario number 1. You're at a bar. There's a guy in your face, and he won't leave you alone. You've rejected him multiple times, and it's getting to the point where it's past creepy, and now it's getting threatening. I came up with a little move called the elbow and kiss.
No, you got to go on.
you're gonna do is you're gonna blow him a kiss, right? He thinks you're just blowing him a kiss. Really, what you're doing, you kiss and you fall through with the elbow. He's knocked out and you run away. Right? So that's scenario number 1.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
I'm dead serious. I have the illness that the Joker has. Have you seen that movie where he laughs? I laugh when I get nervous because, I'm nervous for these women. Scenario number 2, you're walking in your neighborhood. You see a lemonade stand. You don't want lemonade.
Terrible.
You go, "Hi, little girl. I actually don't really want lemonade right now because, for one, it's unhealthy for you, and for 2, I don't really know your food and beverage codes, so I want to be comfortable buying it from you." She persists. She won't leave you alone, this little girl. You say, "I'm going to tell you for the last time I don't want lemonade. And if you keep being pushy, I'm going to have to defend myself." If at this point she doesn't stop, that's when you're going to want to activate the headlock. The headlock cuts off the blood flow to the brain via the neck. You'll be gripping tightly. At this point, you're going to want to tell the attacker to tap out. Tap. 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 And drop her body unconscious.
Oh, shit.
At this point, you're going to need to deal with agitators. So you might want to say a little something like this. "Hey, guys. Really sorry I had to go that way. As you can see, I told her to tap out multiple times and she didn't listen, so I did have to choke this little girl out unconscious. Oh, call the cops. Call the cops. By all means, you may call the cops because I was attacked and, I have a lot of buddies on the force and I'm happy to explain my side, so go ahead and call the cops." The cops are here. "Hey, officers, ex-firefighter. There's a situation here. It's been resolved. I took care of the attacker, and it's all. No, I'm not gonna come downtown. No, I'm not gonna come downtown. That's the oldest trick in the book. I'm in the right here, so I won't be coming downtown. No, you. Can I have my personal space, officer? Thank you so much. I'm gonna have to ask you one more time for my personal space. If at this point the police officer won't give you your personal space, that's when you're gonna want to fall through with the right hand. You've knocked out a police officer. Unfortunately, he does have a partner on the scene who shot you. Bah! Okay, you're shot. Okay, you're shot. And in the case of being shot by a police officer, press into the wound and breathe. Okay, it's bad. Okay, it's actually really bad. Thanks for your time. Thank you. Just a little something to protect the women in your life.
Amen.
Okay, can we forget that happened? I have traditional stand-up comedy to do. How much time do I have left?
4.
I'm ended there. Have a good night.
Where are we gonna find you?
Protecting women.
Yeah, protectingwomen.com.
Yeah. So if I'm not protecting various women at one time, I am appealing the decision with the fire department. So it's Santa Monica Fire Department. My supervisor is Jonathan Lorenzo. If you could email them and just kind of talk about what you saw here tonight.
Oh my God.
Because they told me when they released me that there's a shortage of fires. We're in California. There's never a shortage of fires. There isn't, and there is, and so that means there can't be a shortage of heroes. So thank you everyone for your time. Continue on with the stand-up comedy.
Find you? Where do we find you?
Oh, you can't find it. I'm just
Not at the Santa Monica Firehouse.
Oh my God.
Oh, with Jonathan Lorenzo. Say that.
With Jonathan Lorenzo, huh?
Oh my God. Oh my God, Griff. God bless him. Give him a round of applause. Oh my God, that's so funny. You guys are nuts. I have a mosquito bite.
That got me. Oh my God.
I got you? Yeah, we're going to get you. Listen, all the way live from Liverpool. Let's give it up for a few minutes of the one and only Tova Zafran. Come on, come on. Tova.
I don't want to be on live stream.
Let's
Oh, come on.
let everyone else.
Come on, come
Let
on.
everybody else
Everyone
go.
else who signed up do it first.
Okay, all right.
So they've been waiting.
I know what you guys will do.
Love you, chicken.
Listen, when they laugh, they make me laugh so bad. It's terrible. It's terrible. Look at that cackle she has. I laugh like a lady.
You say that help you sleep at night.
Oh my God, this is a mosquito bite, right?
Well, stop that. Stop that.
Sorry. Oh my God, is my ass showing?
You can't be doing all that.
Oh my God, you're the one that she put. Listen, my daughter puts me in a video on the TikTok when I'm in the bathroom and I get banned for nudity. All right, I get banned for nudity.
No, you didn't.
I did. They let me back in, but they banned me for nudity.
And then I got a letter.
I was so shocked that I was banned for nudity. I thought somebody had pictures of me that had to be a Polaroid. You know, because now you'll drop your phone in the toilet. You can't get things adjusted the right way. I'm just kidding about that. I've never, ever done that. No, I had to show my doctor something, and then I thought my pictures went in this cloud, and I had to call Ray Bruni and ask him, please get my pictures out of the cloud.
Yeah, I got the cloud.
Yeah, it wasn't funny at the time. It just wasn't. But, you know, I'm not here to be funny anymore. I am exhausted from these two kids, to be honest with you, okay? They're so crazy. I was just thinking of something you said that, oh, I know, Mandy Patinkin is dying in this movie. We are at a premiere, and we have a TV show on Jewish Life Television, right? JLTV, and every time you come back, Mandy's dying, he's dying. So I say to Aviva, I wish that he would fucking die already. And she starts laughing like they laughed at Griff, and security came. Do you know how bad that is? It's a premiere. My kids are such entitled Jewish kids. They came to looking for popcorn. Popcorn at a premiere. And she says to me, with all due respect, you're right. Oh, okay. All right, so now we're not Jewish. It's a new thing? I don't know. It's always something new.
New thing?
I just learned of this new thing now. There's, I don't know, mixed people are up. They're all crazy now. All right, so we're not going to talk about mixed people. You know why? I got to get some energy up in this mofo. So if you didn't take your Addy, take a dose of this Patty, okay? Let's do it. Patty! Patty! Patty!
Patty! Patty! Patty! That's correct. This is. Can you beat the energy in this room?
Okay.
Is it crazy in here? First of all, let's give it up for Griff. I mean, come on. I mean, what a talented comedian and possibly the most adorable fireman I've ever seen in my life. He's adorable, is he not? A lot of you don't know this, but my wife and I have submitted a request. We are adopting Griff. We're bringing him home. He's going to live with us because Griff has something none of my other children have, a valid driver's license. Lovely. It's lovely, but I want you to know, I am not going to bathe him as I bathed my other children. He will bathe me. It's written into the agreement. But tremendous. I enjoyed every moment of it. And how about the one and only Sam Linderman? Yes. How about that? Yes. Are we privileged to be here? There's a lot of yang here, not a lot of yin. We're a couple testicles short of the Senate Subcommittee on Women's Health Issues. And that's just for the gals. Just for the gals over there. But let me just kind of say, Sam is. It's such a pleasure to have seen her grow, and she says things such profound. Am I right to see them grow together? And she said to me the other day. She said, you know, Patty. She calls me Patty. She said, Patty, being a woman in stand-up comedy is much harder than being Jewish in stand-up comedy. Being Jewish in stand-up comedy is like being tall in the NBA. Being a woman in stand-up comedy is like twerking at a bowling alley or having Shabbat dinner on Epstein's Island. Even if it's kosher, someone's staring at my ass. There was some talk earlier of going to the doctor and showing him things. I have a new proctologist. I went and had an exam a couple days ago, and it was the exam. You know, you've heard the legend of the exam, yes. And he kind of gets me, and I'm over the table. And he inserts a digit. You know, he just kind of gets that digit right up there, and he says, "No, just relax. Don't get an erection." She laughs at the setup. I love it. He said, "Just relax. Don't get an erection." And I said, "I'm not going to get an erection." He said, "I was talking to myself." Never go to the proctologist in West Hollywood. At one point, I noticed both of his hands were still on my shoulders. What that means, I don't even really know. I don't even really know how to adjust this. You know, sadly tonight we don't have comedic philosopher and autistic CPA Alan Jessica Weiss here tonight. He's not here tonight, but Alan is a wonderful man, and the last time I was here, he had mentioned, and this is a real thing, salmon semen facials. I don't know if you've read about this, but it made me very curious, and I gave it a shot. It's amazingly easy to apply. The hard part is getting the salmon in your hotel room. Also, note to self, don't get it in your eye. That's not good. It's not a good thing. This is great to be here. You know, I feel about most open mics the way Chief Justice Clarence Thomas feels about affirmative action. Just the soft bigotry of low expectations. But not here, right? This is where we clap and laugh and encourage. Not at this mic. And here's what I want to encourage you young people, to have a look at this. Drink this in. You feel a little bit better about yourself now, am I right? I've been doing this my whole fucking life. My whole life I've done this. And I got a SAG card when I was 11. Okay, and I'm very old now. I'm 61 fucking years old. That's right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Anytime people start telling you how good you look, you know you're getting fucking old. All I did was breathe. I mean, I did catalog underwear modeling at 9 years of age, and that didn't fuck me up at all. Not at all. I failed. I dropped out of high school at 15 to go to cake decoration school. Cake decoration school. I got kicked out of fucking cake decoration school for a meth addiction and an inability to spell. And I want to say, so I don't have any education. I have no fucking education. Mostly my mother took me out of school to go to auditions and do print jobs and do fucking commercials. And that's what was important. That was most important in the house. And I had siblings, you know. So I got what's called a GED. Now, if you don't know what those letters stand for, you've probably got one too. I was terribly drug addicted as a I'm serious. Andy Dick took me to rehab. Fucking twice. You know how fucked up you have to be for Andy Dick to walk up and go, "Dude, it's time. I'll drive. I'll drive." I was actually briefly a spirit animal to incels. We didn't call them incels then, we just called them losers. But, and here's the truth. I had no money in my 30s. No, I had no money, and worse, here's what's worse. I had an extremely successful younger sibling. You know, I'm in my 30s. She's much younger than me. She buys a house in Beverly Hills. I live in a hallway in Temecula. It's your younger sibling, you know. It's like she won the Best Actress medal at the Venice Film Festival in Italy, and I have a joint Costco membership with my mother. And I sleep on a couch I bought on credit at Big Lots. You guys, clap if you have a SAG card. Okay, I'm going to give it. There's time. There's time. You have to make a certain amount of money to get fucking medical coverage. Right? You have to make a certain amount of money, and I didn't make enough money this year. So I had to get my fucking COVID booster at Big Lots. I got all my health care there. You know, it's Big Lots. I got the booster there. It's the Jackson & Jackson. It's a knockoff of the Johnson & Johnson. It's not the same thing. It's a knockoff. It was developed by Tito Jackson and Dr. Conrad Murray. Take your time. You'll get it. But don't knock things, you know, at Big Lots. Don't knock things at Big Lots. It's a value. You know, I got the COVID booster. I got an expired bottle of Afrin nose spray. I got some Hungarian Viagra, which worked real well, just like regular Viagra, but there's too much fucking paprika. It gave me fucking gas. And then the Black & Decker at-home anal bleaching kit, which worked very well. I'm looking good in the back there. And you can decide in this life to be happy, or you can decide in this life to be unhappy. I saw a woman crying her eyes out in the spice aisle at Erewhon. Yeah. Crying her eyes out, right? Conversely, I was at the Dollar Tree. It's the $1.25 tree now. I don't know if you know. They didn't even change the sign. They just put a piece of duct tape with a dot and, 25 after it. And there was a gal on the counter joy twerking because she found a bottle of Sassy and Chic cuticle remover. You can decide that there was a shooting in the parking lot later. How much conflict is at Erewhon? The most fucking conflict I see at Erewhon is a complaint that they've run out of vegan crab cakes. Just a little advice, if I may give you. Would you care for a little advice?
Yes.
Okay. Even if it's a good friend, if they call and ask you to meet them at the Dollar Tree, don't go. Just get better friends. Just a little life advice there. A tiny bit of life advice. First of all, I want you to know who won the debate. I think we all know who really won the debate. Childless Haitian cat ladies. Obviously childish. But, this whole thing about judging people, I'm not about judging people. Do you know that there are 1 billion Hindus in India that think our cow meat fetish is abhorrent? Does that make sense? It's all, these things, you think that we're puppets. Just so you know, we're fucking puppets. And these fucking politicians, they might have a few strings, but they're not the puppet masters. Oh, the puppet masters, they're about 14 families that control the fuck. I'm going to give you an example. Switzerland. Any Swiss people here? Good, I'm going to fucking talk about them, okay? Have you ever met a Swiss person? Mm-hmm. Have you ever met anybody that was part Swiss? Yeah. Okay, they're not real. They're passive-aggressive Germans that had a math fetish. And they sent them up there to keep count of stolen wealth. The one artistic contribution the Swiss have made in their entire existence is the cuckoo clock. Anybody here have a cuckoo clock?
My sister would.
They claim they have the chocolate and time they're obsessed with. They claim there's 8 million Swiss and they manufacture 11 million cuckoo clocks a year. How is that possible? And who's buying all these fucking cuckoo clocks? Do you have a cuckoo clock, Griff? No, I didn't think so. I don't know where all these cuckoo clocks are going. Also, the Portuguese. The Portuguese are a social construct. The Portuguese are just autistic Spaniards they tricked into leaving the country. This is a fact. Look, the Spaniards have always been terrible to their colonials, and, mental health in the Dark Ages wasn't a big issue. And I'm going to leave you with this. There's no such thing as Koreans. They're just Chinese alcoholics. Korea is not even a country. It's just an enormous Chinese AA meeting. Anyway, you guys have been adequate. Thanks. Thank you very much.
I'm Korean, that was so true.
No, even the Chinese call Korea China. It's very true.
No, that's funny.
I have children that are. My wife is Filipino. I'm 100% Irish, which in LA culturally makes our children tall Mexicans. But you look like you could be one. Perhaps I'll adopt both you and Griff, and you can bathe me together. How's that, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Patty, P-A-D-D-Y-F-O-R-C-O-M-E-D-Y. I book a show every Wednesday at The Mix, a proper nightclub. So hit me up on the Instagrams. And now let's bring up the mistress on this aisle of misfit toys. That's us. Let's bring up Suna Kronquist. Come on!
That's so funny, Patty. Look at Griff running out.
You go.
Sorry, Griff.
My brother, dude. My brother. Patty. That's fucking awesome.
Listen, that's good. Now tell us about your mother's podcast.
It's not a thing yet. When it's a thing, I'll tell you.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
She's just practicing now.
All right.
Yeah.
Is she gonna...
Save women, Griff.
Thank you.
Go do your job. Protect them.
You're adorable firefighter.
Keep going.
It's so fucking funny.
Wow, that's... Keep calling Jesus. He'll come. A Pomeranian.
Everybody can be grouped into a dog.
Really? What kind of dog do you think I would be?
You? A poodle. With that hair?
Oh my God. When I met your father, he had hair like his dog. It was a shaggy dog. And he had this tuft of hair in the front of the dog, and it was always like this, and Mark had a tuft of hair. It was like this.
Actually, you might be a Russell Terrier. Is that him?
I might. I was stalking, though. I was stalking my husband because I thought he was cheating on me when we were just going out together, and I brought my little brother with me. My brother was like, why are we sitting out here? I was like, because he's doing something. He's like, what? I was like, let's just wait and watch. And you didn't know my brother. He got totally distracted by seeing two men kiss and was like, oh, my God. And I was like, now he's coming out the door. And he had the dog. And I was like, look at their hair. Like cockatiels, by the way. Like the birds. They also have his hair. And Alf has that hair. I loved Alf. Did anybody ever watch Alf?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Oh, yeah.
The Curse of Alf.
Oh, Mr. Koa. Here we go. Koa's here in the house. Is that you, Koa?
Oh, I'm just a fan. I was just walking by.
That is so cool, right? You know why? We're going to bring up a little higher. Let's say it, the comedy of David Schneider. There you go. Where have you been?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, thanks, me. All right. So here's the thing, right? Last week, I'm on the phone forever. I'm on hold forever with the claims department from my health insurance. Right away, I get this recording. You've reached Anthem Blue Cross. If this is a medical emergency, hang up and dial 911. Question. Are there people who really don't know this? Huh? Some guy with like multiple stab wounds, his first reaction is to hold 40 minutes for claims. A man's man who dials 911 after he finds out the copay for a new lung. The recording goes on to give me the good news that due to unusually high call volume, hold times are longer than normal. You know, as unusual as like every fucking day since the dawn of man. But here's where Anthem steps up. Makes me feel special, okay? Lets me know I don't got to hold for nobody. If I press 1, they're gonna call me back at this number without losing my place. Huh? Thanks, Anthem. But I'm gonna hold. Okay? I don't trust them.
No.
Are you shitting me? I got friends and family who don't return my calls. I'm supposed to believe some guy from Anthem is driving home from work, pulling into his driveway when it hits him. Fuck! Forgot to call Schneider back. Oh, damn it, we promised. I better go back to the office and call him. Can't risk Anthem losing that 5-star Yelp rating for customer service. The other day, I see this ad for a new product. You spray down your throat to stop snoring. I'm interested. You know, till I see on the bottom, like little tiny letters, disclaimer, not approved by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. You ever see this? I see that on like over-the-counter diet pills and wrinkle creams. Disclaimer, not approved by the FDA. Question, they can do this? How does this disclaimer thing even work? Like, you go to the FDA and you say, I want approval to sell, I don't know, my own special homemade vitamins. The FDA then tells you, no way, people who take it will die. Then you get to tell the FDA, oh shit, that's not good. Oh well, fuck you, I'm selling it anyway. With a disclaimer. You can't do that with other government agencies. The FAA is not going to let me fly a passenger jet just because my pre-flight announcement is, hey, I'm your Captain David. The flight to Atlanta will take 2 hours, God willing. And, oh, crap, almost forgot. Disclaimer, never had a lesson. Got no idea what all these buttons and knobs do. Buckle up. But the FDA, they got no problem with me drinking a Red Bull made with plutonium waste. Oh, with a disclaimer. And the ad for the snow spray had these like glowing testimonials in it. You know, like it saved my marriage from Tony initial T. Best night's sleep ever from Susan F. Now I get not using the full last name for privacy, security. So some lunatic, you know, doesn't hunt him down because he tried it and woke up a little cranky. You know, but what's with the initial? What's the purpose of the initial? Does it make it more believable that these people actually exist? Like if it simply said from Susan, I'm thinking it's gonna be like 4 or 5 million Susans in the U.S. alone. This could be anybody. But Susan F, I think she dated my cousin. Let's see what else. All right. Well, fuck. Recently, I just lost my ATM card. Right? I needed cash, so I had to do something I swore to God I would never do again in my life. Actually go inside my bank. As soon as I saw the size of that line, I realized I have not been showing my ATM card the love and appreciation it deserves. You know? Keeping it in the white trash side of the wallet, away from the credit cards, behind the LASC card, you know? But here's the thing about, for me, being on a long bank line, the worst part is being first. Because when I'm first, I can't be looking at my phone wondering if I got any likes on my Wordle score post. Oh no, I gotta be laser focused, scanning the bank for the next available teller to pop up like I'm playing whack-a-mole. You know? And by the way, Facebook friends, if you see that I posted a Wordle score, don't be a dick with the comments, okay? Doesn't mean I'm smarter than you. It means the person I cut and pasted it from is smarter. Yeah? Finally, this teller opens up all the way on the other end of the bank. I don't know what came over me, but all of a sudden I'm walking over there with this like Louis XVI attitude, you know, looking at the line with disgust, thinking to myself, can't believe I was once one of them. Till I'm 2 feet from the teller who lifts his head up and waves me off. Oh no. He could have done that before I began my journey. Now I got to do the walk of shame back to the front of the line. Explain to everybody, I'm not cutting in. I was just there. Apologize for calling them peasants. The thing about my bank is, by every teller, there's a camera and a TV monitor that's coming out of the ceiling, you know, so you could see yourself, let you know you're being recorded in case you're thinking of robbing the place, which is fucking brilliant. Because when I see myself on that TV monitor, I'm too distracted to rob shit. Instead, I'm thinking, God, I hope it's true. TV puts on 10 pounds. Keto bullshit. Can't believe I thought I looked good in this shirt. If my surgeon pulls this back a little, I take off 5 years. While my teller's busy working on my transaction, I'm busy working the runway. When she was finally finished, I asked her if she could break 100, give me 5 20s. So she opens out the cash drawer, takes a pinch of 20s, count out 5, puts the rest back, closes the drawer, and we're done. Almost. Now she got to show me the move that made her employee of the month. She picks up the 5 20s and then starts to deal them out like she's playing solitaire. Okay, we are now in agreement. There are 5 20s, no more, no less. So what has she got to embarrass me by scooping it up and putting it in that cash counting machine? You know, the one that makes that loud noise so the whole bank knows my business? I hate that machine. I hate that machine because I got jealous of the guy next to me. His teller's machine is going on for like 2 minutes straight. It's counting cash like it's going to pay a ransom. They're putting rubber bands around stuff and shit. And I see the guy like give me like a little glance, you know, a little nod. And I'm paranoid. So like I figured he's looking at me thinking, I can't believe this schmuck stood on a line longer than Disney Space Mountain for just, you know. But I also got a little pride, okay, and quite stupid. So I look at him and say, hey, my Bentley's at the dealer being serviced, all right? The 2001 rusted piece of shit Corolla with the huge dent in the driver's door, it's a courtesy car. And that's it.
Where do we find you?
There's no place to find. You can find me at Whole Foods usually every morning, but
Oh my God, you were so funny. We missed you.
I miss you too.
Did we have your number this time? Oh, I had, yeah, because I kept saying Schneider, right?
That's right.
That's terrible. Because you know what? My husband hates that. He says I call people by last names
That's fine.
like a, what'd you tell me, like a Nazi? That's what you told me. You did. We were dating.
Gym teacher.
And you know what else he told me on our first date? He said, he goes, I hate wasps. They give me a rash. And I was wondering if he was talking about bees and wasps, but he was talking about wasps. Because now I have a rash, and I'm wondering what this is. I'm sorry. Guys, you got to come out. You got to support live comedy. You have to. They have not taken it away from us. We are still doing comedy, and this is live. I'm live. We're live. And as long as I'm alive, I'm going to tell a joke. And you can follow that joke at Sunda Live, SUNDALIVE, because I'm still alive on all platforms. And if you love us, let us know at Laugh Factory. Oh, my God. If you love us, let us know at LASchoolofComedy.com. And that was a Freudian slip. That's okay. As long as I don't call
You owned that stage.
Yes, I did.
For almost 20 plus years, you owned it.
Yes, I did.
Saturday night, the hot spot.
It was a hot spot, and I got tired. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do so much time as I should, but we're all going to be able to do something. Samantha, I got an idea for this TikTok moment, all right? We're going to do their hour special here. We'll give them 62 minutes.
Mama, you're in the middle of doing a show.
I am, but I thought about it. People are used to me just going off to Samantha, even when she's not here. I just do it. Once I got really mad at her, and I balled up some paper to hit her in the head, and she looked the opposite direction. I was so mad. She was like this. See, if it was my kids, I would have gotten them, okay? I would have just gotten them. You know, I did get a phone call from the head of the Jewish day school who told me that technically I have to report you to the police. I was like, police? I was like, who's calling the police on me? And she's like, your daughter told us that you put your hands on her and you can never put your hands on your daughter. I was like, bitch, I'm getting ready to kick your ass right now, okay? I'm coming over there to kick your ass right now. Because I'm a colored mother, and I have no time for this, okay? I got no time for this. But I got time for all you guys. Yes, follow us at LASchoolofComedy.com. And, yeah, comedy's for everybody. Get your phones down. Put those phones, those tablets, that porn, put it away. Why look at porn when you can look at this? Look. What's the competition?